Good morning, everybody. Just want to break down this scene for you right quickly here. You guys know Jasper. Jasper is our 7-month-old little puppy that we rescued. And until the little mishap that we came home to the other day where he chewed up the wall, he doesn't chew up anything. We give him toys all of the time and he loves them. He loves to rip out their guts and he loves to chew out the squeakers. We had this one particular toy, affectionately named Mr. Waddles, that we bought that was supposed to be super durable, and to its credit it was. It lasted for a very long time, but as of this morning, Mr. Waddles has gone the way of the earth. He is deceased. May he rest in peace. So I just wanted to show you quickly exactly what we have going on here, and if we could just take a brief moment of silence in remembrance of the joy that Mr. Waddles brought to young Jasper's life.
Mr. Waddles was a fine young man. We remember him today not as a duck that has left this world too early, but as a duck that brought joy and happiness to the lives of all those around him. Mr. Waddles selflessly gave up his own time and ultimately his life to help a young puppy named Jasper grow into the well-behaved dog he will someday be. While his remnants may be strewn about the house or have taken the long journey through Jasper's intestines, his memory lives on. Rest in peace, Mr. Waddles. Rest in peace.
Now, what happened here this morning as Jasper ripped out the final contents of Mr. Waddles' belly and spilled them all over the ground, somewhere during that time, he seemed to have consumed a fair amount of Mr. Waddles' stuffing. Now, his stomach is making the strangest noises I've ever heard, and he can't figure out what they're doing, and he happened to vomit all of this chunks of fluff back out onto the floor. So let's take a look at that. Cool, yeah. That's just his puke. Belly continues to make strange noises. Let's see if we can hear it at all. Can you hear that? That is the sound of my dog digesting fluff and foam that he ate, going through his system, which I'm sure will come out of either his front or back end, hopefully not in our house. So I looked out the window and had to jump up here for a quick roof thoughts with Sam. Look at that freaking sunset. That is gorgeous. I know it's a little bit windy up here, but stick with me. Can't beat this scenery. Sunset in the background. Got Dallas right here. I'm sure I'm not supposed to be up here, but it's just one of those things. It's like you just do it and then you ask for forgiveness later, you know? The things that I learned today, what did I learn today? So today I did a lot of vlogging, I did a lot of editing. I did a lot of work for my sock company, did some photography, but I've been reading this book called Money, Master the Game by Tony Robbins. It's a great book. I'm gonna link it. You should definitely check it out. The reason I'm reading it and what I'm trying to learn is how to manage my money. You could make $1 million, you could make $100 million, and you could still end up losing it if you don't know how to make your money work for you and if you don't know how to manage it. You've probably heard it said before that with every pay increase, you'll find a new way to spend it. You will live up to your paycheck every time if you allow that to happen. And so you have to set some systems and some rules in place to keep that from happening. So one of the ones that we're going to implement right away is really working on our savings. We're gonna cut off to begin with 10% from every bit of income that we have, stick it straight in an account that we cannot touch, and then we'll use that money and begin to invest it as I learn a little bit more about that process, which right now I don't know jack about. That's probably been one of my biggest hangups, is that I've never spent the time to learn how to manage money. I don't enjoy doing it, I just like spending it, but it's kind of painful to think how much I could have had I started learning early and had I started investing early. And so that's the detail of the book, 7 steps to really master the game. And obviously you're not gonna master money and investments and finances as one book, but it's gonna point me in the right direction because I've literally not taken any steps in that direction before. So I'm stoked to read that. So my takeaway there is if you're not learning about money, if you're not managing your money well, start right now because you're just gonna burn a hole in your pocket every single time. And if you don't start now, then you're gonna waste time and you're gonna end up regretting it. But if you do start now, it's hard. It's a hard principle to start working on and especially to master. Imagine where you'll be in 5 years or 10 years just by implementing some simple rules and sticking to those in a strict form. When you're like a 20-something-year-old, young 20s, you're like, oh, I just want to buy things. I've got all this money. I want to do this. I want to do that. And you do. And you think, oh, I'll worry about finances and money when I'm 30. Well, here I am, I'm 30, and I haven't worried about money or finances up until this point, and I don't really have anything to show for it. I have things, I've bought some things, but that is about it. So start saving, work out a plan. You will not regret that. Back to this gorgeous sunset. Here it is. Enjoy. Keep hearing a weird bird. I feel like he's gonna come at me in a second. Anyway, that's it. Sam Bischof out. Peace.